Welcome back to the corner of the internet where celebrities' dirty laundry doesn't just air out. It hangs itself, dries, folds, and jumps straight into our laps. And today, oh, buckle up, because this scandal doesn't just make the Kardashians look boring. It makes them look like monks on a silent retreat. Because somehow, someway, Chrisean Rock has managed to fumble the bag so hard, the bag filed for emotional damages. Yes, you heard that right. The girl who could out-yell a jet engine and out-dodge responsibility like she's in the Matrix is now reportedly sitting on $1 million debt so huge it could financially flatten a small country. And just when you think this can't get any wilder, she allegedly pops up with a GoFund for Junior, a GoFund for her own son. From a woman who goes viral every time she breathes too aggressively. This isn't drama, this is a Shakespeare tragedy rewritten by Zeus Network interns on 5 cans of Red Bull. Secrets are leaking, fans are spiraling, and even Blueface is somewhere squinting like, how did I get blamed for this? Yet comfortable, because the truth behind Chrisean's $1 million meltdown is about to hit harder than one of her infamous punches. The story begins the same way every Chrisean Rock headline begins, with absolute chaos, confusion, and a tiny sprinkle of there's no way this is real. But trust me, this one feels like the universe itself looked at Chrisean's life and said, let's spice it up. And boom, $1 million debt leak erupts across the internet like someone dropped a grenade in a group chat. It all starts when whispers begin circulating that the Zeus CEO, yes, the man who watches more meltdowns than a kindergarten teacher during snack time, has allegedly revealed Chrisean's so-called financial situation. And by financial situation, I mean the kind of numbers that make IRS agents wake up in cold sweats. The streets aren't just talking. They're screaming, Twitter is foaming at the mouth. TikTok detectives are pulling out calculators like they're solving a murder case. $1 million, $1 million. You could buy a mansion in some states, a luxury apartment in others. Or if you're Chrisean, you could buy absolutely nothing because you allegedly owe it to people who probably want their money yesterday. And of course, the internet does what it does best, turns this into a circus faster than you can say, Chrisean, what did you do now? But let's rewind, because scandals this big don't just appear out of thin air. They build, they simmer, they bubble like a pot of drama soup with way too much seasoning. And the moment Zeus Network got involved, you knew things were about to turn into a full-blown TLENOVLA. According to the leaks, Chrisean has allegedly racked up this monster. Debt from everything imaginable, fines, production costs, broken sets, unpaid everything, and maybe even emotional damages for everyone who witnessed her arguments in 4K. Because if there's one thing consistent in her timeline, it's destruction. Objects, relationships, expectations doesn't matter. If it exists, she break it or run from it, and fans, they are not holding back. The comment sections look like a battlefield. One person writes, $1 million, she fighting more than Blueface at this point. Another says, damn, she went from rock to pebble real quick. And my personal favorite, is Junior crawling around picking up debt notices now too. But while the internet is throwing shade like it's an Olympic sport, Chrisean's response hits the web. And oh boy, she drops a GoFund, not for her debt, not for a business, but for Junior, her baby, her pride and confusion, her tiny partner in chaos. The GoFund description sounds like it was copy-pasted from a soap opera script. Emotional words, dramatic pauses, zero explanations. It's the kind of thing that makes you blink twice, then check if someone hacked her account or if she's genuinely asking strangers to pay her responsibilities while she's out partying in a new wig. And the public reaction is pure gold. People aren't confused, they're offended, outraged, flabbergasted. It's like watching someone ask for gas money while holding a Chanel bag. And just like that, the internet begins connecting the dots. $1 million debt, GoFund, Zeus CEO leaks. Baby Junior being pulled into adult chaos like he's already got child support paperwork waiting for him. It's messy, it's wild, it's peak Chrisean. Blueface, meanwhile, is somewhere in a dark room rubbing his temples, probably regretting every life choice that led him to this moment. He hasn't even said anything yet, but the internet already wrote a whole script for him. He'll blame her. She blame him. Whack 100 will blame everybody. Junior will one day write a memoir titled Help. And then the real twist hits. Fans start digging because when the internet smells drama, they turn into FBI agents with unlimited coffee. They analyze her spending, her recent trips, her outfits, the designer clothes, the backstage passes, the VIP seats, the thousands she's tossed around like she's allergic to savings. Suddenly, everyone becomes a financial expert. How she broke? Didn't she just buy a chain last month? Blueface didn't teach her anything except how to yell. She ain't never heard of credit or what. And this is where things get even more suspicious. Because some fans swear they've seen this storyline before, the dramatic financial downfall that magically appears right before a reality TV plot twist. And zoos, they're famous for milking drama so hard, even Dairy Queen takes notes. Some people think the debt leak is real, others think it's manufactured for clout. Some believe the GoFund is a distraction. And a few delusional optimists think she's genuinely trying to be responsible. All we know is the timeline has turned into a chaotic tornado, and everybody is getting sucked in. But here's the craziest part of all. The more people dig, the more unbelievable it gets. Rumors swirl that production had to step in multiple times during filming. Equipment allegedly got damaged. Security was allegedly overworked. Extra staff was allegedly needed just to keep up with her unpredictability. And all those allegedlys apparently added up to a bill so massive it could break the spirit of an accountant. Suddenly, that million doesn't look so random. And the best part, Zoo's CEO didn't even say it with softness. He allegedly dropped the debt leak like he was announcing a new show, loud, proud, and ready for ratings. Fans claim he hinted at it, teased it, smirked like a man who knows he holds the nuclear codes to reality TV chaos. So here we are, standing in the ashes of Chrisean's financial explosion, trying to figure out what's real, what's exaggerated, and what's just Chrisean being Chrisean. Because if there's one thing she's consistent with, it's shock value. Every week a new headline, every hour a new plot twist. Every minute someone reacting with, bro, again. And just when you think this story hit its peak, the screen shakes, the floor cracks, and you realize this is only the beginning. The drama hasn't even peaked yet. The internet hasn't even gone viral yet. We still haven't seen the celebrity reactions, the memes, the subliminals, the clapbacks, the chaos that always follows anytime Chrisean's name trends for more than 15 seconds. The $1 million scandal is just the match, the real wildfire. It's coming next. The moment the $1 million bombshell and the Junior GoFund hit the internet, the entire celebrity ecosystem activates like Avengers assembling. Except instead of superpowers, everyone brings shade, sarcasm, and petty commentary sharp enough to cut steel. What starts as a financial scandal instantly mutates into a cultural earthquake. Suddenly, everyone with a blue checkmark, a podcast, a mixtape, or a functioning Wi-Fi connection is weighing in like this is the Super Bowl of messiness. The memes are the first wave to hit. Twitter becomes a museum of disrespect. One meme shows Chrisean holding an O'Draw 4 inches card labeled dead, while Blueface looks like he's about to pass out. Another meme shows Junior holding a mini calculator, typing mama. What is this? The whole timeline is crying real tears. And then someone edits a fake clip of Judge Judy slamming her gavel saying, Chrisean, you owe who? The internet hasn't been this entertained since Tiffany Pollard invented reality TV emotions. But the reactions don't stop with the general public. The celebrities jump in with zero hesitation. Summer Walker posts a cryptic story saying, y'all be playing with life like it don't come with bills. Cardi B drops a laughing emoji so loud people hear it across platforms. Even 50 Cent, because of course he couldn't resist, posts a meme of Chrisean holding a will trade drama for cash sign while Junior sits in a stroller counting imaginary money. And when 50 gets involved, you know the situation graduated from scandal to historical event. Then there are the influencers who treat this chaos like a national emergency that requires immediate commentary. One YouTuber goes live for 3 hours analyzing the GoFund line by line like it's a leaked CIA file. Another TikToker breaks down Chrisean's past purchases, putting receipts on the screen like a teacher exposing cheaters. Someone even uploads a 12-minute conspiracy dive titled, "Is Chrisean Rock broke or is this a Zeus-approved distraction?" And the sad part? It gets 200,000 views in 8 hours. But the biggest twist is how fast the narrative spirals. Suddenly, people aren't just clowning, they're theorizing. They're connecting dots so wild, Sherlock Holmes would retire. Some think Zeus staged the debt leak so Chrisean would bring more traffic. Others believe the GoFund is her secret way of hinting at a deeper issue behind the scenes. A few dramatic minds even decide that Blueface is pulling strings like a puppet master in a dollar store version of House of Cards, and the celebrity commentary only fuels the inferno. Jason Lee starts tapping his microphone during his live show like he's about to expose the Pentagon. He claims he knew something like this was coming, which is hilarious because Jason says that every time anything happens to anyone. Natalie Nunn posts a subliminal photo fixing her wig with the caption, "Some people need to fix their finances like they fix their edges." The internet explodes. Everyone knows who she's talking about. Then the Zeus cast members start reacting with the passion of actors auditioning for a new reality reboot. One says she knew what the contract was. Another says, "Ain't no way she owe that much. She's just messy." Someone else posts, "Junior got a GoFund. I'm done." It's a meltdown of opinions. And suddenly, every former cast member wants to come back for this moment like they've been waiting backstage their whole lives. And while all this noise is happening, Blueface finally posts something. Not a sentence, not a statement, not even a clapback. Just an emoji. A single, lonely emoji that sends the entire internet into a decoding frenzy. He drops the sideways eyes emoji, the universal symbol for "I know something y'all don't." Within minutes, fan pages are zooming into the emoji like they're analyzing evidence in a crime documentary. What does it mean? Becomes the trending question. But nothing compares to the wave of parodies. TikTok users start acting out fake scenes of Chrisean launching the GoFund like it's a movie trailer. Others recreate Zeus-style confessionals where they pretend she's explaining the debt with inspirational music in the background. Someone even reposts clips of Chrisean yelling on previous shows with captions like, "This is where the $1 million started accumulating. It's brutal. It's savage." And it's exactly the kind of entertainment the internet thrives on. The public outrage rises next. Because if the internet loves anything more than drama, it's being morally offended by people they already didn't like. Comment sections fill with amateur philosophers explaining how celebrities need to take responsibility, and this is what happens when you prioritize vibes over budgeting. One comment goes viral. "She should have opened a savings account instead of opening her mouth all the time." Another reads, "Junior didn't ask for this. He just trying to learn colors and she out here color coding debt papers." Suddenly, finances become the hottest topic of the week. Fans start estimating how long it would take to pay off $1 million. Someone calculates that if Chrisean saved $10,000 a month, she'd be debt-free and checks notes over 8 years. Another user jokes, that is, if she doesn't break anything else in the process. People are running simulations like this is The Sims. Financial disaster edition. But then yet another twist erupts. People claim they've seen this exact storyline from other Zeus cast members. Multiple viewers start posting screenshots comparing Chrisean's alleged debt situation to former stars who claim the network charged them for damages, production fees, or chaos costs. Whether these claims are true or exaggerated doesn't matter. The internet runs with it like a rumor was the Olympic torch. Suddenly, Chrisean's scandal feels bigger than her. It feels like a TV network confrontation, a behind-the-scenes universe collapsing into the public eye. People begin discussing industry secrets like they're spilling tea from Area 51. Zeus been doing this, someone tweets. These contracts are built to trap people. Another insists. Everyone suddenly pretends to be a legal expert who passed the bar during lunch break. And through it all, Chrisean remains silent, which only makes everything worse. The longer she says nothing, the louder the internet screams. Every minute of silence stretches like a cliffhanger at the end of a season finale. People expect tears, a rant, a clapback, something. But she just watches the storm grow, and that makes fans lose their minds. Because when Chrisean Rock is quiet, that means chaos is charging up in the background, and then her sister jumps in. Because why wouldn't she? She posts a story saying, "Ain't nobody broke over here," which is hilarious because the story cuts off right before explaining anything. Everyone starts tagging her demanding answers. Someone comments, "Explain the GoFund then." Another writes, "Y'all whole family allergic to context." The drama becomes so multi-layered it feels like peeling an onion that keeps slapping you in the face. Every layer more ridiculous than the last. Every new comment adds fuel to a fire that's already burning hotter than Chrisean's temper on live TV. And the worst part? The twist that comes next is even messier. Because while the internet is laughing, dragging, investigating, theorizing, and overanalyzing, the aftermath is quietly forming in the background. The consequences, the phone calls, the business fallout, the next explosion of chaos waiting to drop. Because no scandal in Chrisean's world ends with memes. It ends with impact. And that impact is coming when the dust begins to settle, or at least tries to. The aftermath of Chrisean's $1 million meltdown hits harder than a Zeus reunion episode filmed during Mercury retrograde. Because this isn't just a scandal anymore. It's a ripple effect, a domino collapse, a full-on reality TV apocalypse with consequences echoing louder than Chrisean's arguments on Live. The first hit lands in her business circle. The minute that debt rumor and GoFund went viral, every brand associated with her suddenly developed connection problems. Emails stop being answered. Deals go mysteriously on hold. One company allegedly asked for updated financial transparency documents, which is PR code for, "Do you owe someone $1 million and should we run?" And then the lawyers show up. They always do. PR teams start calculating the damage like meteorologists tracking a hurricane about to swallow Florida. Is her image repairable? Can they spin a storyline this messy? Can they turn financial freefall into a sympathy arc? Everyone in her camp is scrambling like they're trying to catch falling plates on roller skates. Meanwhile, Zeus is living deliciously through the chaos. Because this type of storyline is the equivalent of premium-grade content. The network is allegedly monitoring social reactions, tracking hashtags, and analyzing which angle of Chrisean's downfall gets the most engagement. They're sipping iced coffee like, "Wow, this is tragic. Should we film it?" But the consequences don't stop there. Behind the scenes, phone calls start flying. Producers allegedly want explanations. Sponsors reportedly want answers. Collaborators need reassurance that working with Chrisean won't result in a surprise invoice the size of a down payment on a yacht. Some people even distance themselves entirely, claiming they wish her the best, which is Hollywood language for "we're not sinking with that ship." And then comes Blueface. Because even when he isn't involved, somehow the universe drags him back into the storyline like a recurring villain who refuses to exit the show. He doesn't say much, but his silence turns into a megaphone. People begin speculating he's using this scandal as leverage. Others think he'll return just to stir the pot. A few chaotic fans hope he'll make music about the situation, because if anything deserves a diss track, it's financial destruction and GoFund confusion. But the most unexpected consequence hits Chrisean's personal circle. Her family starts arguing online like they're auditioning for their own spin-off. One relative claims she bounced back. Another implies people don't know the whole truth. But everyone avoids mentioning the giant, elephant-shaped debt in the middle of the room. It's like watching a family dinner where nobody wants to talk about who crashed the car outside. The GoFund backlash, though, that one becomes legendary. People start analyzing the donation list. Some troll donors drop $5 with messages like "for JR's calculator so he can understand y'all finances." Others donate $1 and write. For emotional support, someone donates $20 with the note, "I'm investing in the sequel to this saga." The entire fundraiser becomes a comedic warzone. But the real problem hits when fans start asking the question no celebrity wants to hear. Where is the money really going? Where is the money really going? The moment that question surfaces, the narrative shifts. This isn't just a broke celebrity joke anymore. This is accountability pressure. The public demands receipts, proof, transparency, and Chrisean, who hates sitting still long enough to explain anything, suddenly finds herself cornered by the digital population of the entire planet. People dig deeper. They look at old interviews, past videos, podcast clips, reality show confessions. They start pulling together a long timeline of chaos, financial inconsistencies, explosive spending, questionable decisions, and half-finished explanations. The whole internet becomes her unofficial documentary team, and the craziest part, the more they uncover, the more people believe this scandal is only scratching the surface. That's when the narrative tilts again. Because while fans are clowning, celebrities are reacting. And critics are diagnosing her financial IQ. Something more serious starts bubbling beneath the jokes, people worrying about Junior. The baby becomes the heart of the conversation. Suddenly, parents online are chiming in, advocates, child welfare bloggers. Everyone starts asking whether Chrisean's instability could affect him long-term. And that changes everything. What started as a meme storm shifts into a full-blown debate. Commentators discuss responsibility, parenting, accountability. It evolves into a deeper conversation about how fame, chaos, and constant drama can swallow a household whole. Some defend her passionately, saying she's trying her best. Others argue she's in over her head. And then a whole new group emerges, people who think the GoFund hints at something bigger. Suddenly, fans assume there's a darker issue behind the scenes. Medical bills, custody fights, legal costs, something she isn't saying. And because Chrisean loves mystery the way Zeus loves drama, she remains silent, letting speculation feast on everything in sight. But silence doesn't protect reputations, it buries them. Brand managers start distancing faster. Podcasts bring on guests to analyze the downfall. YouTubers post hour-long breakdowns with clickbait titles like The End of Chrisean. One video even claims her net worth might be negative, which is mathematically hilarious, but perfectly on brand for the internet's exaggeration addiction. And then, just when it feels like the entire saga is spiraling to its final episode, Chrisean posts something on Instagram. A selfie with a caption, "Y'all gon' see, that's it." 2 words, zero context. The internet detonates like a volcano. People start screaming in the comments, theorizing what she meant. Did she pay the debt? Did she get more debt? Did the GoFund flop or blow up? Did she sign a new deal? Is she filming something? Did Zeus offer her a redemption arc? Nobody knows, and that drives the audience insane. Because if Chrisean Rock knows anything, it's how to drop hints, vanish, then return like the plot twist nobody asked for but everyone secretly loves. And that's why this scandal refuses to die. It evolves. It mutates. It rebrands itself weekly like a chaotic franchise. Her $1 million debt isn't just a number, it's a symbol of how explosive her life has become. How fame mixed with recklessness creates the perfect storm. How every decision she makes births another headline. And the most dramatic truth, this is not the end. This is the beginning of a saga that's gearing up for its next chapter, bigger, louder, stranger, and definitely messier. Because scandals don't end in her universe. They respond like video game bosses. So while the world waits for clarity, for explanations, for receipts, for accountability, one thing is certain. The Chrisean Rock meltdown is far from over. In fact, the next explosion is already loading. And there you have it. Another day. Another headline that makes you question reality, sanity, and why celebrities treat life like a never-ending obstacle course built entirely out of bad decisions. But before you run off and refresh Twitter to see if Chrisean just dropped another plot twist, because let's be honest, she probably did. Let's talk about you, the real MVP who survived this roller coaster without Dramamine. If you made it this far, you clearly love chaos more than Zeus Network loves contract loopholes. So do the responsible thing for your mental health and smash that like button like it owes you money. Hit it the way Chrisean hits a live rant. Hit it the way Blueface hits a confusing emoji tweet. Hit it with the passion of a GoFundMe donor who wants to know exactly where that $5 went. Drop a comment to, "I want to hear everything. Did the $1 million debt shock you?" Do you think the GoFundMe was wild genius or just peak Chrisean behavior? Should Junior start a podcast and tell his side of the story? Let me know, because your comments fuel these deep dives like Red Bull fuels Zeus interns. And listen, don't just watch scandals. Join the Scandal family. Tap subscribe like you're submitting your own dramatic confession. Because trust me, the mess does not stop here. Tomorrow, next week, in 10 minutes, some celebrity is going to wake up, make a terrible decision, post it online. And boom, we're right back here together dissecting their downfall like it's a group science project that turn on notifications too. Because these stories drop faster than Chrisean drops explanations. You do not want to miss the next explosion. And believe me, the next scandal is already brewing. Stay locked in. Stay entertained. Stay ready, because in this world, drama doesn't sleep, scandal spark. Sleep, scandal spark.